In this Map Suite MVC sample app walkthrough, we're going to show you how you can navigate your history of how your user has panned or moved around on the map. So for example, let's say we have our application here and I zoom in a couple times and I pan over here to the right to the east coast, and then I pan over here to the west coast. Well, you may want to implement something similar to like what would be a back button or a forward button on a browser, to where you can allow your user to go back various steps of where they panned or zoomed in. So here we've got three different buttons. We've got to previous extent, which would act like a back button and shows how we went back to where I was on the east coast, or to next extent would also take us back to like a forward button on a browser, taking you back forward to where the user was. So you can see you can easily navigate backwards and forwards if you are allowing your user to zoom in and pan around accordingly. There's also another button here that allows you to toggle between the last two extents. So if you are, say, zoomed out a long ways and then you tightly zoom in here to one area, you can easily zoom in and zoom out with just one button click. So that can be handy in certain applications where you're switching from large scale to small scale very quickly. Let's take a look at the source code now to see how you would implement this. And all of this code is implemented all client side via the JavaScript APIs that come with the Map Suite MVC Web Edition. So for this sample, we're going to look at the view source here. And we've got our code down here where we're just setting up the map and adding the World Map Kit WMS overlay and the current extent. So that's pretty standard in all of our samples. And then here is where we're actually calling the JavaScript or client-side APIs to handle the navigation. So you can see for each button we have here, to previous extent, which was kind of equal to the back button, we just call the map1.zoom to previous extent method, and that'll go back one step in their navigation history. And we got the to next extent button, which you would call the map1 zoom to next extent, which would go to be like a forward button on a browser. And then finally the toggle extent, map1.toggle extent, if you want to toggle between the last two extents that the user saw. So these can be very powerful client APIs if you want to implement your own navigation system on the map and make it easier for your user to go forward and backwards. I hope this sample app walkthrough has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us, or you can post your questions directly on our discussion forums at thinkgeo.com/forums. Thank you for watching.